ah, honey, honey, and everybody here can sing that. I bet you most people here can't tell you a single plot line from the Archies, but they can sing that song. So getting music into somebody's head is sort of like the closest thing to immortality in the...
And we're striving for immortality.
That's what we're doing.
What's like a normal day in the studios of Phineas and Ferb?
Oh, come by and we'll show you. It's you know, when I describe you know, our life in the studio, I say, have you seen the show The West Wing, where every shot is somebody being pulled from one meeting to another and handing stuff in front of them saying, approve this, should we do this, what should we do, like that? That's sort of our day. We go into a big meeting where you get editing or drawing, and then we get pulled into another meeting where we're writing, and in between they're putting models in front of us to do that. It's a very hectic schedule, but we're having a great time, so it doesn't bother.
The times when we get to sit down, we really are spending time sitting in a room with other animators and writers trying to make each other laugh. That's the bulk of our job. So a big chunk of it is laughing.
Yeah.
Guys, I got to excuse myself. I got to run over and be a goldfish for
that's
applause.
fine.
I apologize. Go. But thank you all very much. My compliments to the show creators and the voice cast.
Ladies and gentlemen, be ready.
Next.
Are we ever seeing Meep again?
Well, you know, we did that little sort of fake movie trailer at the end for Meepless in Seattle, and so many people have responded so much to that we're actually considering in third season writing an episode around those visuals that were just really just a joke at the end. But so we may do it. We may come back to Meep.
How did Perry get Doofy Smarts as his nemesis?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Perry's an international platypus of mystery. Some things we just don't know. We assume he was assigned.
Yeah, we may have to explore that in a future episode.
How many days or years did it take to make the whole show?
Well, every episode takes about 10 months from writing to it going on the air. So it's a long process, but we're starting a new episode every week. We're at different points, we're at different stages of making the episode on about 6 different episodes every single week. So we're finishing the animatic on one, we're finishing the color on a different one, we're writing the outline for a third, and looking at the storyboard for a fourth, and it's so.
And we just keep doing that over and over and over and over and over again.
It's an ongoing thing.
And it's not really boring, but yeah, it's wow.
Hi. First of all, thank you for coming out today. It's really nice to be able to talk to you.
Very well.
How did you get your start in animation to be able to create this wonderful show?
Very start. I animated a dream sequence for Tommy Chong's movie, his first movie without Cheech. It was called Far Out Man, and I did a Hippie Land amusement park sequence, and that was the first thing I did in animation. And from there, I just got other animation jobs, and I had actually gone to film school. I was planning on going into live action, and I just enjoyed the people and the process so much more in animation, and I'd always been able to draw. So I just sort of fell into it backwards, and have just been so happy with that accident.
My last real job, I didn't get into animation until I was 28. My last real job was vice president of sales and marketing for a computer accessories company. I was wearing a suit and tie, and I sort of snapped one day. And I had a friend who said, "You draw really well." I'd done a lot of architecture as a kid. He said, "I'll help you get a portfolio together." And in about a month, I had a portfolio together and got a job on The Simpsons. And within a week, I realized, this is the best job in the whole world. They pay me to do this. It was terrific. Never looked back, and learned how to do every job I could, and was directing and writing with Dan about 4 years after that. So it's been great.
What's the hardest part to work on the show?
Having to be in a room with Dan for any length of time is very difficult and trying and tedious.
I'd say for me, it's about the same as having to be in a room with myself. We get that question a lot, and I often say it's sort of just being the person who has to juggle all the egos of people who are writing, on the same show, and
He means me.
yes, and just making sure that everybody gets their input heard and doesn't feel ejected from the process.
What we try to do is
bigger answer than you want.
we try to make sure that Phineas and Ferb, with all these different people who are writing for them and drawing pictures of them, our job is to make sure that they stay the same and that they stay who they are, and that their character is preserved. And that's kind of the hardest thing to do, because sometimes we have to say no to people who come up with ideas that we don't think work.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
When are you gonna make other episodes on one DVD?
Oh, that's a question for this man here.
Soon. There has been such great response to all the episodes that have come out, so they constantly will be creating new DVDs to release new episodes. So stay tuned in the future. There's going to be a lot of Phineas and Ferb DVDs and plush toys and T-shirts and everything coming. There's stuff out now and more coming in the future.
We have two volumes out and another one coming out in, I think, October. Is that right? Yeah, October. And we're just continuing to do that, and we're doing some really fun DVD extras for it and stuff like that. So.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, he's going.
Well, in the episode when all Phineas and Ferb go on the adventure where they have to try and find Blackbeard's treasure,
yes.
And they're doing the song, and Candace is all tie-dye in the back, and she's like, "Why do my nostrils whisper to me?" It's been an inside joke with my sister, and I just want to know who in the right mind would come up with that line as a song.
See, the problem is nobody in their right mind would.
That was John Berry, who was one of the writers for that episode, and I saw the sheet that they'd written out all sorts of different things she could say there, just nonsensical words, and a lot of them were very funny. That was just the one that we all responded to the most. It was such a bizarre line. So.
I'm glad it resonates with you.
Swampy said he played somebody on The Simpsons. Who was it?
I was an animator on The Simpsons. I started out doing backgrounds on the second season there, on an episode called Blood Feud. I actually drew the Olmec head and some mud flaps. I think that was the first thing I ever drew on.
Swampy and I met on The Simpsons. We were sitting across the aisle from each other. That's actually how we met.
It was love at first sight.
It was.
We have time for just one more question. This will be the last question.
Okay, well in that case, I guess I'll have to skip the Caltech reference. There seems to be a romantic subplot developing between Vanessa and Ferb. Is there going to be more on that?
Oh yeah.
I don't know how much further we're going to go with it in the show. But,
and by the way, I've already decided I'm voting for Busted. I love that.
That's Olivia and Ashley.
We thought it was funny when Olivia was in Love Actually.
And Thomas sings her.
Thomas, who plays Herb, was the love interest.
Yes. So we probably won't go too far into that romance in the episode, but I always sort of think in the back of my mind that they'll probably end up together at some point when they get older. That age difference won't be so much. That's how I think.
Unfortunately, we are out of time. We need to wrap up. Thank you all so much for coming to the panel, for watching the show. Posters, go autograph area 3. These guys will be there for the next 2 hours. Send your people. Get your votes. Thank you all.